Swarg Lok and you're enjoying all that. Maybe it is for longer period of time. Maybe you don't have certain problems there of, disease and all that, and, bhook and pyas and all, you don't have it. But उसका भी अंत होता है. फिर क्या? So तुमने ये सब कर लिया यहाँ पर to get the Swarg, but I want to know beyond that. That's what Nachiketa is asking over here. So it is, when they talk about death over here in our class, we should not stop at just death of the body. But that is long gone. That we have gone beyond that now. And Nachiketa was also much beyond that. So just wanted to clarify that when they are talking about death again and again over here, it's not just death of the body.
Even among the thinkers of India, we do meet with opposing conclusions and self-contradictory arguments regarding this common but strange happening, death. As Nachiketa says in this stanza, there are some schools of thinkers who have established that death is the end of all, and there's nothing but a zero beyond it. There are yet others who argue, and establish that there is existence even beyond the grave.
Okay, so what we can do, we can stop here since it's already 12:30, and we will continue from here, since I already said that this is a very heavy duty verses, both. So that's fine. We can do more thinking and all that. So any immediate question for what we have done so far?
Yeah. I'm sorry to
No, it's not. It's like when you ask question, it clarifies certain things. There's no problem.
I understand Nachiketa's point of view and how he asked the first two boons and went to the third one. But sometimes, like Swami Ramana Maharishi and all those, they went into understanding themselves and then do other things, right? This is a little different. This is going the other way.
Are you talking about like but this is the way that helps everybody else, right? Because
he went find out who really I am, and then go and help the world, okay, help others to achieve or to go beyond. And this one, I know with this one, I see more of bhakti part of it, more of, seeing that first, including, finding out who is or what is beyond, trying to find out. And in that, that was the first question is, who am I first? And then going this way. I see there is, or in my understanding, I feel that way, at least.
See, the way I'm looking at it this way a little bit. See, when it comes to Upanishad, this is what they say about Upanishad. It's a conversation between two people, right? Always in Upanishad. There is a guru and there is a student. And sometimes they put a little bit of story form like they did it here, right? Some other Upanishads are very pure. There's no conversation going. They're just telling the fact, like we did Mandukya Upanishad. It started with what Om is. But here they are actually taking you through a story. So these students basically, theoretically, they know everything. That's what they talk about in Upanishad. They are already, theoretically, उन्होंने पूरे शास्त्र पढ़ लिए हैं. So they know there is something beyond. They have not experienced it. And they are just dying to experience it. And by doing this wrestling with the conversation with the person who is realized, they will finally get the experience. So even though innocently ऐसा लग रहा है नचिकेता एक छोटा सा बच्चा है, ये वो है, truth is उसको शास्त्र मालूम थे. तभी तो उसने अपने father को भी challenge किया ना, कि hey, why are you giving these cows and things like that. So that's where this Upanishad ka context, I wanted to put it, that these students are actually, they know that there is something lying beyond, but वो हमारी benefit के लिए ऐसे प्रश्न पूछते हैं because हमारे दिमाग में ऐसे प्रश्न आते हैं. And the same goes in Bhagavad Gita, you go back to it. Some Swamis believe that Arjun actually didn't have that question with Krishna Bhagwan, but he purposely asked that question for benefit of us.
Yes.
Okay, hey, how did you tell the son you are born now and things like that? he may have his Shraddha may be much higher than that, but they are just doing it. थोड़ा मसाला डाला हुआ है हम लोगों के लिए ताकि हम लोग को इसमें इंटरेस्ट आए, बिकॉज अरे ये तो मेरे में भी आता है क्वेश्चन ऐसा सोचने के लिए. That's, I don't know if I answered your question, but
No, you have.
yeah.
I mean, I was just looking at, I mean, there was some little gap in my understanding because as soon as we were reading and talking about it, and then I when we go and read the other Upanishads or other, know of other sages, and so there was a question in my mind, that's all.
Yeah, and usually what they have done is, because there are like 108 Upanishads, each one takes another angle, and we have discussed that. तुमको कौन सा भाता है, पता नहीं कब क्या खुल जाए दिमाग की गुत्थी, क्या सुनने से खुल जाए. So they are doing different approaches. Here because he's such a sweet
I have a
boy.
comment. Have you heard the story of Virochan and Indra? By any chance?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay, I'll send you that. But essentially, Indra and Virochan. Virochan was the grandson of Hiranyakashipu, or son of Prahlad.
Okay.
And Indra and they both went to Prajapati.
Okay.
It is in Chandogya Upanishad. And they said, what is beyond our body? And Prajapati said, okay, you work 33 years, tapasya, then come back. So Virochani told that your face, you look in the water and you'll see that is what your thing is. And the Indra, he was not satisfied. So eventually he comes to the level that Atma. Whereas Virochan got satisfied with the body, and then there were two classes of people formed in the world. One who bury their body and they put all the utensils and everything with them because they think that's what it is. And the other one was our one, which goes to Krishna and Atma and Geeta and everything else. So that's the story. I'll send you that. I was looking for it. But
Okay.
that's how the two classes started. So this is in line with our class. When I say our, means Sanatan Dharma class, So that's where it is.
Okay. Thank
The
you.
other one, bury the body. We burn the body. Because they want to preserve the body, because they
Yes.
think that's what it
That's
is.
the end of it, yeah. So one point that I wanted to bring that I thought Tejomananji, I just remembered, because that's also a very good point to think that, why are we doing all this khatpat trying to learn this? So he said, it's something like this, that suppose there is a man and he's walking on the street and his shadow is there, right? शैडो पे से एक मोटरसाइकिल चली गई उसके ऊपर से, तो वो चिल्लाने लगा, अरे माय गॉड, मेरे शैडो को क्रश कर दिया वगैरह वगैरह, एंड ही इज इन वेरी डीप ग्रीफ. Okay, so now some guru comes and tells him, Buddhu, that's your shadow, that's not you. तेरे को कुछ नहीं हुआ. So he's saying that by gaining this knowledge, we are finding out I'm not finite, I'm infinite. Nothing is going to happen to me. So the grief will go away. Now I can play with my shadow. I thought it's such a powerful point. He said why we should study this, why we need the Shastra, why we need the Guru, because you want to be established in that knowledge. But Nachiketa and us and all, हमने थोड़ा थोड़ा इधर से सुना है, but अभी हम लोग establish नहीं हुआ उसमें. So Guru and Granth, it helps us to establish in it by taking. I thought that he
Yes.
made such a powerful point. I thought I should have to share it with you.
Yes. Yes.
I see Neelu ji.
I love the example.
Yeah, I thought that was a brilliant, because that example we can understand it so well.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So Meena ji, when you ask questions, it actually helps all of us because you make the question so nicely that that's what we are thinking, but you do it for us.
Thank you. But there are points there. I'm struggling, and therefore I have to, because it's not going in line. There's a break, and I want to understand what it is.
That's the journey.
I think Meenaji is a real deep thinker.
Yes, I was going to say, because you think so much, that's why you have questions.
That's the way we should think. Actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
और अभी ये इसका भी यही होगा ना, नचिकेता भी प्रश्न पूछेगा, अर्जुन ने भी भगवान ने तो उसको ज्ञान दे दिया, हम लोग ने पढ़ा ना कि वो 108 वर्सेस में ही गेव द एंटायर ज्ञान, बट ही हैड डाउट्स. So that's a very natural process we go through, and that's why I was making that point that we have to keep these things as our daily friend, because these questions are going to come, and this is the best way to kind of, same verse you read it 100 times, it will give you something new. I tell you, it is this deep in it. So I'm going to close the class here, or do the prayer. Om सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. Oh, it's fine. Nothing much going on now. I don't think about it now. So that's what I tell when people say, if I'm not thinking about it, I'm great.
It must be okay.
Yeah, it's like I got 80% back and little bit. Basically, whatever I need to do every day, I'm doing it. It's not coming in my way.
Are you able to lift things?
Oh, yeah. I'm not like one of those really strong ones who can lift a lot of stuff. But whatever I need to, yes, I can do it now. I don't need to ask help now anymore. Let's put it this way.
Yeah. Good.
You know, about that discussion we were having about that motorcycle incident, today's class, I think what was being said is that if you have the right knowledge about yourself, life can be much easier. And then he gives the example of the motorcycle, that the person who has the right knowledge about it, how to drive it or how to push it, is much easier for him.
That's
What is somebody who does not have the right knowledge? And that's being compared that we look at, since we don't have right knowledge about ourselves, who we are, it's, we feel like having difficulty in life. Whereas the avatar, Krishna, he has all the knowledge. And that's what it says, that for him there's no problem at all. So something like that, I thought maybe that was what they were trying to indicate in there.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, when you say knowledge, that is attachment to your body.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so if you have
Knowledge about yourself,
right,
who you are.
Knowledge that I am not that body, because like even with the car, it's like we to know that, hey, I'm not my car. But you know that when we have attachment, तब क्या होता है, like they say, the Swamis say, जब तुम नई नई गाड़ी खरीदते हो और उस पे जब खरोंच लगती है तो तुम्हारे दिल पे लगती है खरोंच. एक कोई एक्सपेंसिव लग्जरी कार खरीद लो, पूरा एक महीना तक you are worried about it, but then in the end, after 5-10 years, you don't care about it.
But Umaji, that was such a brilliant example to give. So easy to understand.
Yeah.
That pushing the bike and riding the bike, such a good
Yeah.
perception.
Or being weighed down by it, and just looking at it as a
Good
naukri.
example.
Naukri, yeah. And I think
so
my
just
mind is
analyze
the
the
same.
Geeta, because that's what Krishna told Arjun, that Pitama jo hai na, his body is not the body. He is not Pitama. And so your shadow is crushed. That doesn't mean you are dead.
Yeah, he was telling him about, that you think that you are killing them, that's number one. उसमें थोड़ा वो confusion आ गया ना उसके. But he was doing it in the line of duty. He was a soldier. Soldier cannot go in the front lines and start worrying about मैं किसको मार रहा हूँ, right? Everybody is an enemy over there. On the other side, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. So I think that थोड़ा सा difficult हो जाता है, because war is such a horrible thing. And if somebody just take it on a very surface about Bhagavad Gita, they will get totally confused and say, Krishna Bhagavan telling you, go and fight. Some people are like that, they'll say like that. They are not understanding, he's not talking about war here. He's talking about a person's duty. Arjun happened to be that way, that it was his due. जानबूझ के उन्होंने ऐसा हाई एग्जाम्पल लिया कि बैटल फील्ड के बीच में खड़े होके ब्रह्म ज्ञान मिल सकता है, तुम लोग क्यों नहीं मिल सकता तुम लोगों को. That's what he's telling you.
So yesterday was Vijay Divas for the Indian Air Force and Army. So when you talk about war, it was Vijay Divas yesterday. So my father fought in the Bangladesh war and his plane was shot down.
Oh
So
my goodness.
he was found after the war, about 13 days after.
Wow.
So,
He was okay.
oh yes, perfectly, but his plane was shot down, but they were able to hide, and his whole troop. But yesterday was a big celebration in India for Vijay Divas.
That's why you know so much about all this, and you're all the whatever you share, all this, so many amazing things
That's
about
my
India, because
background.
yeah, that's
That's
amazing.
my background, and all my. I went to an Army Air Force school, so everybody is in the
Oh.
Army Air Force that I grew up with.
No wonder. Now I can, yeah. Because sometimes, I'm in this class, I don't know about everybody, but slowly I'm coming to know.
So we are such rich group because Kamlaji went to
Gurukul.
Gurukul and you went to the army school. That's wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. So
He's still
Joe,
alive.
my mother died when I was 4 years old. So our father was very unhappy with God, and he would not even allow, the gift calendars you get with Shivji and Ramji and all pictures. He wouldn't allow those in our house. So when I grew up and had children, that's when I was very, very keen to know about my religion and find out, and I wanted blessings for my kids. So that's how I pursued religion on my own as an adult.
Good for you. That's
Growing
good.
up, he only allowed 15th August and 26 January. No other functions, no other nothing. It's all a party for him. No religious factor.
It's interesting that sometimes when you're kept away from something, when you grow up, you become more intense in trying to find that, because it's like, and that's what Buddha को वैसा ही हुआ ना, बुद्ध भगवान की story where he kept him away from it, and then his desire became so strong.
Yeah. But you see, he was a nationalist, so in his opinion, there'd be no problems in India if we only celebrated Independence Day and Republic Day. That was his thinking.
So everybody has their own journey, and basically what Chinmayananji's thing is that we don't understand our religion correct way, and that's why we don't have value for it. Because we think that if you think God is somebody sitting over there up in the sky with white beard and has a cane and trying to punish people and just throwing, hey, you get this and I get this. But when we understand the totality, that's when we'll have the love and respect and for everything. So you have to give it some time to understand these things, and everybody's journey is different. So
See, in 10 years' time, I'll be asking the same questions like Meena ji.
No.
You might be already there. You don't need to
No. But in 10 years' time, I am giving myself that I will have in-depth knowledge. I'll be asking questions to make you proud, Meena.
I don't have that knowledge, my dear. It's just because of that that I have to ask. Keep on asking.
I think that one thing is for sure, that our group is, it makes you think. And when Swamiji had come up with this concept of study group, that's exactly what he had in mind. That when like-minded people, they wrestle with questions, and that's when the knowledge gets deeper.
Yeah.
See, if we pick up the study to do Bhagavad Gita on our own, we won't be able to do this. That's why this group and the group energy is required. So that's why I appreciate all of you who do come, because there are people for some work purposes they are not able to come, so they're listening to but that's more like a passive listening. Here the maximum benefit happens when we physically come.
Did you know the Mormons, when they get married, both the boy and the girl have to promise that they will join a Mormon religious group, study group.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah,
is
I
part
don't know.
of their wedding contract with the church.
Interesting. So in this knowledge, if you think about it, if we knew this from the very beginning, how much more difference it would have made.
Yeah.
Imagine. So, or apna jo before all these invasions happened in our country, that was the system.
Yeah.
Gurukul was that system where they taught you both the knowledge about yourself. Everybody may not have grasped everything, but even if you know a little bit of it, it can give you more peace and harmony in your life.
Yeah.
When we don't know it, then we always have this lot of problems. So it's so sad. I always, if I think about what regret I have, why didn't I study this earlier? But like Joe says, सबका अपना अपना time होता है, so.
Very nice.
Okay, any other thing? So I guess Kamla ji is organizing this some Hindi ka, that she is a president, I believe, right, Kamla ji? So whoever can come, please come. Mera bhi pehli baari hai, But I think Shireen there are a couple of people from our group. We cannot hear you, Kamla ji.
I said Uma ji will be Vishisht Atiti for that program, the Mahila Kavya.
I don't know. She just gave me all this big title now. I'm like, oh my God, with all these kavis. But maybe apna thoda Bhagavad Gita ka hi kuch kar
Yeah, I'll put the invitation in Jokes group.
Okay.
So that anybody who wants to join, they can join.
Yeah.
It has the Zoom link also. That will be so nice to hear the poems from you.
Well, I actually पहले मैं सोची थी कि मैं कुछ जो पहले लिखा था पर I made a new one.
Wow.
So
that's
we'll see.
Very good.
We'll see. Because it has to fit the occasion, na? It has to fit what it is and what I'm doing right now in my life. So
When you start writing, 2 years ago I did not know like I can write very well, and now just for New Year I wrote 3 poems.
now it's like you and even Shireen is the same thing. And when I was in Houston, those things used to happen. So I think it is a cosmic intelligence working through you, and we can
something.
True.
Something I just surrendered myself. Like I'm available. Use me for whatever you want, and guide my intellect in the right things I should do. So whatever is coming in my way, I'm just taking it and working on it.
Very good.
And I'm very happy with my life.
That is
the
the
best
right.
thing.
That's-
That is the correct stage, because when you go and search for things, after a while you realize that there's infinite items to search. So
Yes.
you'll get run out of your time or exhausted before you'll find everything. So then you open yourself, that let it come to you, and
Yeah.
whatever the universe wants, you'll receive it. And that's
And you know that restlessness which I had about 2 years ago,
yeah.
that time is running out. I need to find God now. That restlessness is gone. I feel like, things are coming my way. I just have to, I have to be open for it.
See, I have to tell this joke now at this time, because Osho said, India mein everything people do aram se, because they know they got multiple lives. They don't have to rush. Whereas in Western country, they think they have only one life. They have to finish it all in this life.
Yeah. And I think we discussed that was actually, they brought that in from the Constantine. King Constantine brought that with the, together with the church. They changed that whole thing about their Bible. Reincarnation निकाल दिया उन्होंने because of exactly the same purpose.
Right.
कि जो करना है अभी करो जल्दी. हम लोग के इंडिया में बोलेंगे अरे अभी तो बहुत जिंदगियां पड़ी हैं. हाँ वो दूसरे जन्म में करेंगे. हम लोग दूसरा जन्म इतना फट से ले आते हैं. Oh my God. Anyway.
चलिए बहुत
Okay,
बढ़िया.
very good. So come up, do some more thinking, and if you have more questions, we can take it up next time. Okay. All right. Hari Om, everyone.
Very much.